He was the inspiration behind some of the most terrifying characters in horror history: Norman Bates, Leatherface, Buffalo Bill. But the real story of Ed Gein is far darker than fiction. This is the disturbing true story of America's most infamous grave robber and killer. Edward Theodore Gein was born on August 27, 1906, in La Crosse, Wisconsin. His father was an alcoholic, and his mother, Augusta, was a religious fanatic who believed all women, except herself, were instruments of sin. The family moved to a remote farmhouse in Plainfield, Wisconsin, where Augusta kept Ed and his brother Henry isolated from the outside world. She taught them that sex was evil and that the world was full of corruption. After his father died in 1940, Ed became more withdrawn. In 1944, Henry died in a suspicious fire. Though ruled an accident, some believe Ed may have been involved. When Augusta died in 1945, Ed was devastated. He sealed off her room like a shrine and lived in filth in just a few small areas of the house. Isolated and mentally unraveling, he began reading books on anatomy, cannibals, and Nazi experiments. Soon, he acted on his morbid fascinations. On November 16, 1957, hardware store owner Bernice Worden vanished. Her son, a deputy sheriff, suspected Ed he'd been the last customer. Police searched his home. What they found horrified the nation. Bernice's body was found in a shed, hanging upside down, gutted like a deer. Inside the house were human skulls, a belt made of nipples, a chair upholstered in human skin, and masks made from women's faces. Investigators discovered remains from at least 15 women. Most weren't murder victims. Ed had been digging up corpses from local cemeteries and turning them into household items and trophies. He confessed to murdering only two people, Bernice Worden and Mary Hogan, a tavern owner who had disappeared in 1954. Ed was declared insane and committed to a psychiatric hospital. In 1968, he was found competent to stand trial and was convicted of Bernice Worden's murder, though still considered legally insane. He spent the rest of his life in mental institutions, reportedly quiet and cooperative. Ed Gein died of cancer in 1984 at the age of 77. He was buried beside his mother in Plainfield. Ed's horrific crimes didn't rack up a high body count, but they shocked the world with their sheer depravity. He blurred the line between killer and collector, between man and monster. His story inspired some of horror's most iconic villains: Norman Bates in Psycho, Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Buffalo Bill in The Silence of the Lambs. But no matter how disturbing the fiction is, the truth is worse. Ed Gein didn't just kill, he dug up the dead, wore their skin, and lived among their remains. He wasn't a serial killer in the traditional sense, but his legacy changed horror forever. If you want more real-life stories that inspired horror legends, be sure to like and subscribe.